Hey everybody, Dr. Leo Krawetz, a Healthy Feet Podiatry. I got another great case, and I want to see if Todd wants to see it. Todd, ganglion cyst. It's like a bunion and a cyst. Looks like it's going to be a big explosion. Do you want to see it?
I'm good. I'll watch the video.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, follow me. I'm going to show you the cyst. This looks really cool. Come on. And watch me walk. This is my sling.
It's the runway.
There we go. There we go. Alrighty, so we've got a bunion with a cyst here, and it looks like it's fluid filled, and I think we can get that fluid out, but it looks like we might be able to get a lot of this fluid out too. So what I did, I numbed her up a little bit. That's why you see a little bit of bleeding there. And I'm going to put a big hole in it. When I say a big hole, an 18 gauge needle. The patient's smiling and laughing, and we're going to see if we can drain the fluid out of there. Then I'm going to inject it with a 4% alcohol solution. The alcohol is actually destructive to the membrane of a ganglion cyst. So if that's what it is, it should destroy the membrane and it won't come back. But there's still a 50% chance it can come back even with destruction. So if you take a look here, I put a little hole right here. That's from where I put the initial shot of local anesthetic, and then a little local here so it's numb. That way I can actually put a bigger needle in there and it won't hurt. This is an 18 gauge needle that I'm going to use. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put some alcohol on this to start, and we're going to see first if we can get some stuff to drain out of here. Alrighty. And she should be pretty numb, so I don't even think I'm going to need to do much. So let's see what we get here. Alrighty. Is it light enough? Can you see it, Alexia?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, good. Alright, here we go. We're going to numb it here. Do you feel that at all?
No.
Okay. So we're putting the hole in, and I'm going to get an idea first here to see if I get anything in the syringe. I may or may not. Any pain there?
No.
So far, nothing in the syringe. And I go from different angles and different planes. And what we're trying to do is just destroy this. And maybe get a little fluid. Nothing yet. We're going to see when I take it out. You feeling that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. I see a little bit of thicker fluid here. Okay, now we're going to take it out. We're going to actually see if we can get something or not. We may not, or we may. And there we go. A little bit of thick fluid there, and I'm going to feel this. And if it's slimy, I know that's ganglion fluid. Depending on the age of the cyst, that's how thick the fluid is. The longer it's been there, the thicker it gets, and you can see the fluid coming out now. Are you able to see that up there? Okay. That's ganglion fluid. That's really synovial fluid from your joint. And you can see it coming out of there right now. It's not as significant. It's not a gusher that I thought it would be, but there's some fluid coming out of there. And we're going to destroy this a little more with a needling technique. All right, let's see if we can get a little more of this out. And I'm going to move the joint up and down. Sometimes we can get it by moving the joint, sometimes not. It looks like this may be the extent of it. So what I'm going to do instead, now I'm going to push this around. I can actually extrude the fluid out of because I poked some holes in it. I'm actually putting it into the space around the joint and redistributing this fluid so the body will actually resorb the fluid. So if you look, you can see it's actually down a little bit more from where it was. And you're going to be able to see this too. It's going to look a little bit different to you. So you can see the bump. See how it's a little bit smaller? Can you see a difference up there? Yeah, she sees it. Okay. But we can only get it so small because some of this bump is actually the bone, and that's part of the bunion. The bunion is the overgrowth of the first metatarsal bone. So it's not a gusher like I thought it would be. I thought it would be gushing out of there possibly, but there wasn't as much fluid. I think because some of this is the underlying bone, some of it's not, but you're gonna see this shrink over the next 2 weeks until you come back in. And I'm gonna put a little compression around this too. Actually, within 48 hours, you should see a significant difference because I'm gonna put an injection right now of some cortisone in there and some local anesthetic and the 4% sclerosing injection. That's 4% alcohol is what it is, and it's gonna destroy the membrane around this. So you're gonna see how this is going down. And this technique that I'm doing is just causing all that synovial fluid, that thick synovial fluid, to go around the joint and have the body resorb it. And that's about as low as I can get it, but that's pretty good. That's pretty significant. It's gonna look bigger now because I'm gonna put another injection with some more fluid, but this will again resorb. The body's gonna resorb this. We're gonna put this in right now. It's also gonna help push stuff out of there as I do it. So you can see some of the fluid coming out as I do this, but I'm actually gonna destroy the joint as well. So you can see it kind of squirting out of there too. But what I'm doing is going in a fashion here around actually into the cyst and poking a bunch of holes. So this will actually cause even more destruction of that membrane. So I'm just under the skin and then I'm going into it. I'm doing this all by feel right now and doing this basically like in a counterclockwise fashion. And I'm going to inject the rest of this in here. And that's it. Now I'm going to redistribute this. And I'm going to put a compression dressing on it right now. And you will see. We'll give her a nice red dressing. So you can see it now it looks like she has just a small bunion there. It's not a huge bump like it was before. And we put some compression on this for her. She'll take this off later this evening. And then you put ice on it if it hurts. It's going to get black and blue. That's normal. That's from all the movement around. And she'll come back in 2 weeks. We'll inject it again, drain it again if we need to. There may not be anything to drain. We'll see it in a couple weeks, and hopefully we'll do a follow-up video to this. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, and we'll have more great videos for you. Thanks.